How would you assess the Dripping Springs natural area in New Mexico if you came riding up on it on your horse?
Well, partner, I reckon the Dripping Springs natural area is a sight to behold. The rugged landscape, the towering cliffs, and that magnificent cave with its dripping springs all paint a picture that's sure to catch the eye of any cowboy passing through. It's a fine spot for a man to stretch his legs and take in the beauty of the wild, Wild West.
What critters would you expect to find around Dripping Springs?
Well, partner, around Dripping Springs, you'd likely come across some critters like coyotes, jackrabbits, and rattlesnakes. There's also a chance you might spot some deer or even a mountain lion if you're lucky. But remember, when it comes to rattlers, it's best to keep your distance and respect their space.
Did anything historical happen around Dripping Springs?
Well, partner, it's said that the Apache and Comanche tribes used to gather water from the dripping springs in the area. But the most famous historical event that happened around there would be the story of the Lost Adams diggings. Some folks believe that there's a hidden gold mine in the Dripping Springs area, but that's a story for another day.
What is the story of the Lost Adams diggings?
Well, partner, the story goes that a man named Adams and his crew were prospecting in the area around Dripping Springs back in the 1800s. They stumbled upon a rich vein of gold, but before they could finish their work, they were attacked by Apaches and had to flee. Adams marked the location of the gold on a map, but he died before he could retrieve it. The map was passed down through generations, and many have tried to find the lost treasure, but it remains elusive to this day.
Would I be attacked by Apaches if I tried to find the Lost Adams diggings gold today?
Well, partner, I reckon you'd be hard-pressed to find any Apaches in the area these days. The tribes have long since moved on, and the land is now protected by the National Park Service. But that doesn't mean you won't run into any trouble. There are plenty of other folks out there looking for the Lost Adams diggings gold, and they might not take kindly to you trespassing on their claim. So be careful and keep your wits about you if you decide to go looking for that lost treasure.
How can I get to Dripping Springs today?
Well, partner, if you're looking to visit Dripping Springs today, you'll want to head on over to the Dripping Springs Natural Area, which is located just outside of Las Cruces, New Mexico. You can reach it by driving south on I-25 and taking exit 19 for Dripping Springs Road. From there, it's just a short drive to the park entrance. Just remember to bring your hat and some water, partner, because the sun can be fierce out there.
What are some interesting things about Las Cruces, New Mexico?
Well, partner, Las Cruces is a pretty interesting place. It's the second largest city in New Mexico and home to New Mexico State University. The city is also known for its hot air balloon festival, the Las Cruces International Festival, which takes place every October. And if you're a fan of old westerns, you might recognize the White Sands National Park, which is just a short drive from Las Cruces. It's been featured in many films over the years, including The Grapes of Wrath and The Outlaw Josie Wales. So there's plenty to see and do in the area, partner.
Has anything historical or infamous happened in Las Cruces?
Well, partner, Las Cruces has had its fair share of history. During World War II, the city was home to a large Japanese internment camp, where over 800 Japanese Americans were held. The city was also the site of the infamous Billy the Kid murder trial, which took place in 1881. And in more recent history, Las Cruces was the site of the first atomic bomb test, which took place in 1945 at the nearby White Sands Missile Range. So there's plenty of history and intrigue to be found in Las Cruces, partner.
Who was Billy the Kid and what did he do?
Well, partner, Billy the Kid, whose real name was Henry McCarty, was a notorious outlaw and gunfighter who lived in the late 1800s. He was known for his quick draw and his ability to escape from the law. He was involved in a number of shootouts and robberies, and was eventually killed by Sheriff Pat Garrett in 1881. His trial for the murder of Sheriff William Brady took place in Las Cruces, and the town has become a sort of symbol of the Wild West and the lawlessness of that time.
How did Sheriff Pat Garrett kill Billy the Kid?
Well, partner, Sheriff Pat Garrett tracked Billy the Kid down to a ranch in Fort Sumner, New Mexico, where he was hiding out. On the night of July 14, 1881, Garrett went to the ranch and found Billy asleep in a bedroom. He woke him up and shot him dead. There's some controversy over the circumstances of the killing, with some people saying that Garrett had promised Billy safe passage, but the fact remains that he was the one who pulled the trigger.
Why did Billy the Kid murder Sheriff William Brady?
Well, partner, the story goes that Billy the Kid and Sheriff William Brady had a bit of a feud going on. Brady was a member of the Lincoln County Regulators, a group of lawmen who were trying to bring order to the lawless town of Lincoln. Billy the Kid, on the other hand, was a member of a rival gang known as the Lincoln County Warriors. The two sides clashed, and in the end, Sheriff Brady and several of his men were killed. Billy the Kid was eventually arrested and put on trial for the murder of Brady, and was sentenced to hang. But he managed to escape from jail and went on the run, eventually meeting his end at the hands of Sheriff Pat Garrett.
Is Las Cruces famous for any kind of foods or drinks now?
Well, partner, Las Cruces is known for its green chili, which is a staple of New Mexican cuisine. The city is also home to a number of local breweries and wineries, including the Los Cruces Brewing Company and the Luna Rosa Winery. So if you're a fan of spicy food or craft beer and wine, you might want to check out some of the local offerings while you're in town.